Good evening and welcome to the Friday Night Blitz Game of the Week, brought to you by Jerry's, Better Head for Jerry's in Eugene and Springfield, Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries, Comfort, It's What We Do, and by Shepherd Motors. Shift over to Shepherd for first name service. My name's Chris Fitzgerald, and Jake Zivin next to me, and one of the finest fall evenings that we could have. They say football is the start of fall, but boy, it sure feels like summer here today, and these two teams are about ready for a slugfest if last year's game has anything to do with it. We're 7 o'clock on the dot, and Springfield and Willamette about to do battle, Jake. This should be fun.
Yeah, last year a very high-scoring game ended 47-39. Both these teams putting up numbers in losses in Week 1. Willamette scoring 34 against South Albany, Springfield 28 against Silverton. Should be a high-scoring game.
Jake, two-way players, as much as you like, you got to have them. Little flank out to the left-hand side, caught, and now running for distance is Brown. Deaunte Brown into enemy territory, tracks down to the 35. And boy, did he make a nice cut right after the catch.
Just a little wide receiver screen to Brown. Took a couple steps off the line, got the pass, and took off. Brown looking like a dynamic player on that play. Once he got into the secondary, he was gone. Guy made a touchdown-saving tackle in the defensive backfield.
So the Friday Night Blitz Game of the Week just underway here, and again, it's a shotgun formation. One in the backfield. It's more on the right shoulder blade of Smith. And he does blitz pickup, throw on the way to the left side of the end zone, one-on-one coverage, and it's caught deep in, oh my goodness, right in the edge of the end zone. How do you haul that ball in?
Wow, Cameron Kohler, what a player, what a catch in the back of the end zone. It's just thrown up there for him, and he went up and got that football. That was basically a 50-50 ball. Kohler came down with it. He is their offense so far tonight. Two huge plays, and Willamette on the scoreboard.
My goodness. And that was a weird play because Deaunte Brown came in and took a snap, and you don't see that very often because Smith is more of the throwing guy, but Deaunte Brown, I mean, he spent time at the Oregon State camp and threw a ball 60 yards, and he threw that one about 38 yards, and I said, oh my goodness, because he hit on a spot, the edge of the end zone back there, and with 8:50 to go, I mean, you go 3 and out, but there's just so much time left in this game. And left in this quarter, you just can't let it get you down. And in high school sports, that's something to say, as it's a fair catch by Deaunte Brown. I misspoke at the 30. A lot of times momentum in these hard-charging strike-back games is as much mental as it is playing back at the other team. And I think early, it's going to really, really be a difference maker.
And I want to correct myself. Deaunte Brown, the player that caught that touchdown earlier, not David Kohler, I believe, is Cameron Kohler, as I had said. Brown was really effective on that first drive, had a long gain on a screen pass, and then the touchdown he must be over 50 yards already receiving. I would not be surprised if they go back to him on this drive.
It's Kohler who's split out to the near side, Brown to the far. Quick pass short to Brown, and he catches and runs. Stiff arm, and then turns his back to the tacklers, up past the 40-yard line, and on first down, not a bad gain, and in fact, they're going to move the chains for it. Call it a dozen yards.
And Willamette making it very clear who they want to get the ball to early. Already 3 targets to Brown. That the second time that we've seen them just swing the ball out on a receiver screen.
With Brown, 5 for 86. But
he already has 3 for.
Yeah, he's a small kid. Thanks. It's a spark plug. Perfect. And out of nowhere, saw a couple touches from Deaunte Brown, and one of them was in a big way.
Yeah, Deaunte Brown listed as a quarterback and a defensive back. It seems like Cameron Smith has won the quarterback job for Willamette, and so they've moved Brown to wide receiver. When you have an athlete like that, you have to get him on the field. Already 3 catches. He's definitely over 60 yards, including a spectacular one in the end zone for the only score of the game so far.
Not a bad effort. The key runners on this team, Jordan Visaraga, Skylar Moore, basically those two, and then Deaunte Brown can also carry the ball, but it's such a versatile Willamette Wolverine squad that I think by the third quarter we could see that mixed up just a little bit.
It's a long football game, everyone is. You want everyone to get a chance to touch the ball.
Play action. Ball caught by Deaunte Brown. He's got the first down. And that was one of the few times that we've seen a second down play from Willamette. That's how fast they're moving the chains. This drive started on the 30, and only about 90 seconds of clock time in, it's already down to the inside the opposite 30.
Yeah, they like the up-tempo play. They're going into a huddle now, but earlier on their first drive, they were going no huddle. And again, it's Deaunte Brown, already his 4th catch of the game, just 7 minutes in. He's looking very good.
Nice kick right there, and he kicked it in the vicinity of Deaunte Brown, which is playing with fire, but Brown's not going to get a chance.
Fortunate that he didn't catch that. Brown has been one of the stars of this game early on already with 4 catches. He looks very dynamic with the football, had that spectacular catch in the back of the end zone for the first touchdown of the game. He is a player that if you're Springfield, you've got to try to shut down. You've got to try to stop him the rest of the way because he is shown to be a very dynamic football player.
They go play action and all kinds of time to throw that ball, and it's caught on the far side. Hatfield was there. What a play.
Again, Deaunte Brown. This guy can play football. He is a great receiver. Again, listed as a quarterback, and he attended the Nike training camp at Oregon State as a quarterback. I don't know if he's going to be playing much more quarterback in his career. He's a great wide receiver. He's shown that tonight. Already 5 catches. We're not even through with the first quarter, and he went up and got that ball. The second time that he's done that, this one not in coverage, but very impressive early start for him. Excited about that kid, man. That Deaunte Brown kid is a stud.
What a catch!
He's been
a couple of catches.
Well, that first touchdown was unreal.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the real deal. Going up there,
fighting. I think he was. I mean, he was probably face masking a man when he was trying to catch that.
Absolutely. I mean, they're just going up and getting the football. He is a stud. What is he? Senior? Sign him up, man.
Yeah.
He's gonna be. I mean, especially he's gonna be a kid that we'll get a lot of looks late just because he hasn't been playing receiver, so no one really knows about him.
He's absolutely for real. Spikes will do the honors as the kicker, and Deaunte Brown, no surprise, will receive this one. Flag flies, no return, and it hit a helmet. And I don't know whose helmet it hit, but Brown is looking for it. They're calling it a fumble. And Brown able to cover up in the nick of time, and that hit Cameron Kohler's helmet and took a fortunate bounce for Willamette.
Yeah, you've got to be aware of that ball. That's up to somebody else. It's not Kohler's fault, but somebody else has got to be yelling to get away from the ball. I know a lot of teams use the word Peter for that. Peter. That means get away from the football, look out for the football. Kohler had no idea that it was coming, hit his helmet. That could have been disastrous for Willamette. Fortunately, Brown did a nice job to get back, cover up the football, and make sure that they kept it, even though the field position now drastically different than it could have been.
The ball right now at the 47 of Willamette. So call it a quick first down, and now it's going to be in the air. Nice pass, and it's caught. A little helmet catch by Deaunte Brown, and now they're whistling it and saying maybe it hit the turf. What are they going to call it? It looked like a catch. Brown saying, hey, I caught that ball. It looked like he did a David Tyree style catch against the helmet.
The ball popped out when he was hit, but it did look from our vantage point that he was able to grab it before it hit the ground. The referees are talking about it right now.
We had a pretty good look at that, the bird's eye view.
Yep.
We'll see what they do. If it stands, it'll be a gain of 20 plus.
And again, and they will say it stands, and again it's Deaunte Brown.
And it was a far side official that said that it was not a catch, and we had the angle on the near side that was almost perfect.
But the officials did the right thing. The far side official initially said incomplete, but then he brought over the officials that had a better view, asked them what they thought. They said it was complete, and that's what you've got to do as an official, collaborate. There's a lot of you out there for a reason. And on the other side, offensively for Willamette, I mean, they have weapons galore. You look at Deaunte Brown, Skylar Moore. Those two guys have been very impressive in the first half.
Sack on first down, then the incompletion. Makes it a 3rd and 15 from the 40-yard line, and the Wolverines trying to convert on their first real possession here. And a pass over the middle, caught, and it's going to be real close to the first down. Deaunte Brown.
He is right there. We are looking right at it. I think with that spot, he is going to get the first down. And again, it's Deaunte Brown. I think his 8th catch of the game. He has been the go-to guy and the big hitter for Willamette offensively today. Willamette was there, and they're going to get the ball back. And the kicking game has been interesting tonight. And with Deaunte Brown back there, you never know what's going to happen. Brown is such a dynamic player. It seems like every time he touches the football, he picks up at least 8 yards, if not a first down. Got to get the ball in his hands. He has been, when he's touched the ball, the best player, most dynamic player, maybe not the best player, but the most dynamic player on the field tonight.
Less than 3 minutes to go. Keeping the ball away from Deaunte Brown on kickoffs, also not a bad idea, and they do that here, and it's going to be a touchback.
And what you mentioned about keeping the ball away from Brown has been very key. Austin Summers has done a great job with his kickoffs of hitting it to the other side of the field that Brown is on. When he has made the mistake of kicking it to Brown, you've seen what Brown could do with it. He's gotten out past the 40, I think, on all of his returns, but they kick it away from him. It's a touchback, and now you're at the 20 instead of the field position that we've been used to, which is closer to the 40-yard line.
Yeah, I think whenever Brown goes in motion, he's going to draw a crowd. He's a big guy. He's got 50% of the team's catches. You know, small numbers like that.
Right.
This is a meaningful 3rd and 14. A couple of meaningful third downs in this game. Into double coverage. Pass is incomplete. Brown again the intended target. And again, he was hounded by no less than 3 white jerseys.
And if you're the Millers, why not? I mean, like you said, Brown has been the go-to guy today, especially in that dominant first quarter for the Wolverines. It was all Brown, and he looked great. But the Millers have put more guys on him right there, double-teaming him with a little bit of help. And when you do that, no matter how good you are, you're not going to be able to get open and catch a football.
Cameron Smith and his Wolverines need 14 for the first down. They're on the 45-yard line, and that's the first order of business, or this one is going to be a real tough game. And wait up, flags on the play.
Yeah, it's going to be either a hold or pass interference. They were all over Deaunte Brown when that ball was in the air.
He was almost in a straitjacket trying to catch that ball, and so hold the phones. This one still very much within striking distance, 7:18 to go, and inside of Springfield territory. The way this game's gone, you're one play away from a big score, and you got to make a team pay for just basically cheating off of Deaunte Brown the whole time. You got to maybe mix it up a little bit, and you got to earn those penalties, which is the case here. Deaunte Brown was completely smothered by defenders.
And then Brown has, after that great start in the first quarter where he looked fantastic, had one of the best catches I think that we'll see probably all year on the game of the week. The first touchdown of the game, going up and grabbing it in the back of the end zone. Had a couple other big plays, but he's been very quiet since then, and Springfield's done a great job of shutting him down.
And you better believe he's going to get bracketed by the secondary whenever he makes it past about 5 yards beyond the original line of scrimmage. And for Willamette, I mean, it was a good first quarter. You saw a lot of glimmers of shining light, and still pretty good as far as the scoring was concerned. I mean, 44-34. You put up 34 points, you feel like you could win a game in just about every instance.
Yeah, Willamette certainly has some players. Deaunte Brown especially was great early on. Springfield figured it out. They shut him down. They double, triple teamed him and kept him out of the football game.